Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Toontastic Challenge, is episode 76. In the last episode, we defeated some fun cogs. That's really all we do in the Toontastic Challenge, funny enough. We have played the trolley before. Um, so, speed up section, very, very, very fun. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know the speed of the speed up section right now. Funny enough. Because I have a small kind of story to tell you and just talk about me a little bit, I guess, as narcissistic as it sounds. Um, so I don't think this is big enough for a training session or anything. I just was thinking about maybe something I could talk about during this because this is going to probably be a big speed up section. But I was thinking, what could I talk about? And I thought, why don't I talk about how I came up with the Toontastic Challenge? Now, a lot of people always seem to ask me, how do I come up with my ideas in general? Now, it's kind of one of those interesting questions because it's kind of like, well, when do you think of things? Like, I get some people say, like, hey, when do you think of things? This is going to sound really weird for me. But usually, when I think of my best ideas, usually when I get ideas, they usually come when I'm nervous about something. This is going to sound really weird. It might sound like I'm trolling you guys, but I'm not. Like, if I'm waiting for something to happen that I'm nervous about, and I'm just kind of nervously sitting there, sometimes my mind will tend to go off on, just thinking about weird things. And that's usually when I get most of my ideas. I'm nervous for something, right? And, an idea might come into my mind, and that helps me get my mind off of it. It's kind of weird. I think with that, it's usually... I don't know. Was that with the Toontastic Challenge? I don't think. It might have been. It was... I don't think I was really I think it was for Toontastic Challenge, now that I think about it. That's how that idea came. Interestingly enough. But, with the Toontastic Challenge, basically, when I first got the idea, I thought, I was like, okay, what's something I could do for Toontown Rewritten Beta when it first comes out? My series I'm going to do next, I've had that idea since, like, January, this January. So I've had that idea for a long time. But, like I said in the past, that series would really only work in the live game. Well, it might work now in beta, now that I really think about it. But the more the game becomes as original Toontown was community-wise, like, what I mean by that is how many people playing the game. Once we get a lot more people up to, like, a high laugh, then I think that series will work better. But I've had that series since, like, January. And remember, we thought back when beta first started that all of our tunes were going to get erased. So, with this in mind, I thought, what's some quick series, well, not really quick, but what's some series I could do during beta that I think I could get done with before beta ends. Now, of course, after, tunes were announced to be saved, the beta tunes being saved, I kind of did like, okay, I don't need to stress that much about this. Of course, I'm still going to do daily uploads and everything, but that's kind of how I felt. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So, I got the idea, and I thought, what if someone were to play through Toontown, but make all of their tasks random? I got this idea and I was thinking, like, it's a solid idea, but it has way too many flaws in it. The first flaw would be, of course, gag training. If I were to play through the game with random toontasks, my gags would pretty much be broken. The thing about random toontasks is, yes, I may get 8 minglers in the burg, but what's the point of making the game so much harder on myself if it's really not going to be harder? I'm just putting more work on me. So that's when I got the idea of, maybe what if I limited the amount of gag training? What if I put some limit on that? Then I got the idea, maybe we could add in some kind of point system. And I thought of the idea of doing just for fun tasks. Or not doing just for fun tasks, but getting a point after every just for fun task. I also thought of the idea of, well, I could potentially be going in an endless loop. And that wouldn't be fun to watch forever. So I thought, every 3 points, I could do 5 points for an hour of train gags, and 3 points for basically picking any Toontask. So I had those 2 rules down, and I was thinking, okay, that's better, but really, if I had every friend that I've ever known on Toontown help me with this, it would break the game too. So then I thought, what if I also limited the amount of friends? Now, or not limited amount of friends, but made it so I had to make new friends on Rewritten, and basically no one who I know could help me. Now, when I got this idea, I was thinking, okay, this would be an interesting series to do. I would, first of all, limit the amount of gags, or, yeah, gag points I could get. I could limit the amount of help I get. And, yeah, just put those rules on there. But as I kept making the challenge up, I really felt like the challenge had one fatal flaw. And that fatal flaw was there was really no reason to watch it. If you were going to watch a challenge like this, it would just be some person, aka me, doing a ridiculous challenge, but really, there would be no point. I could be playing, doing just for fun tasks for years to come, years and years to come, and just, it wouldn't be fun. I could go sad as many times as I wanted to. So, I got the idea of what if every time you went sad, you received a strike. Now, I honestly, that idea might have been out there now that I think about it in the Toontastic Challenge. But that's kind of how I thought of it. I thought the reason you would want to watch a challenge like this is to be at the edge of your seat. If that rule wasn't implemented, I feel like this challenge would be very boring. Now, every time I fight a cog, basically you don't know what's going to happen. And I could go sad and I could get a strike. I could, well, we're at now I have 5 strikes. So if I go sad one more time, I have to lose another gag track. And if all my gag tracks are lost, then that's a game over. Now, I also threw in, can't run from battles. I just made that to make it harder. I think that's all the rules I covered. I think that's it. So yes, you know a little bit more about me. So that's kind of interesting. If you want to know, I don't know, look into human psychology. I like human psychology. I like thinking about that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the story of how I came up with the Toontastic Challenge. I don't know. Will I ever just upload this story separately from this episode? Probably not. Maybe I will. And maybe after the Toontastic Challenge is done. For anyone who wants to know. But I just thought people have asked how I come up with my ideas, and that's it. That's really weird though now that I think about that. But yeah, that's how I came up with the Toontastic Challenge. With the Toontastic Challenge, it was more of making an idea and then kind of like building a building and then making it stable. You know, the one idea of Toontasks Random is very interesting, but without things to actually support the idea, it would have been terrible in my opinion. Now, I don't know how just randomized tasks Toontown and Toontown playthrough would be. That would actually be kind of interesting. But I don't think it would be the most fun thing to watch. So, yeah, there you go. The story of how the Toontastic Challenge came to be. If anyone really cared. No, I can't say that now because I do know some people actually wanted to know that story. So, anyways, that is it. Live commentary is coming. Anyways, yeah, that's the story. Live commentary, go! Okay, one last thing before we go back to live commentary. This was 57 minutes long. Fun times. And sorry if the speed kind of switched around and things like that. I just wanted to get it to a time where the full story could actually say, then it was 9 minutes, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, live commentary. Okay, and we are back. So, yeah, I was turning these tests. So, we get 1 point for this, which means we technically have, 8 points. Yeah, Yeah, let's do pick a task. Because then we will still have enough. Oh, that's invisible too. That's kind of cool. So yeah, let's do pick a task. Go. Hash bots. We could do the cash bots because this teleport access is going to be that's going to be just cash bots after these number crunchers. Yeah, let's just do cash bots. I think we might need cash bots, just cash bots anyways after this. Is that it? Okay, what I'm gonna do here, it might seem a bit weird, but I believe that's the end of Melodyland. Don't quote me on that. So I'm going to say, okay, so we either have to go middle or down. If they are just for fun tasks, then I'm not going to pick a task. But if there is another task that I have to choose, then I am going to, you know, pick whatever. So I'm going to say middle. So yeah, middle. Okay, yep. Okay, so I'm going to say that's it for this episode of Toontastic Challenge. I normally wouldn't say that, but this episode was 57 minutes long. Even though it's only like 10 minutes for you guys. Yeah, that was a fun time. But yeah. So we're at the end of Melodyland. That's cool. That's very cool. But yeah. So we just have this and that, and then final task of Melodyland, which is insanely easy. I'd like to point out. So yeah, that should be fine. Anyways, yeah, and it's gonna be a nightmare to render probably. But anyways, and upload. Thank you all for watching this episode of Toontastic Challenge, and I hope you all have a toontastic day.